The Ayalon Highway is one of the central through lines of the city of Tel Aviv, and work on a massive new bridge over that highway was set to begin in mere weeks. In an effort to keep traffic down during the work week, construction was scheduled to take place across 6 consecutive weekends. While following intense ultra-Orthodox protests that this work would desecrate this Jewish Shabbat holiday, all work has now been suspended. Israel's transportation minister has ordered crews to find another way to build the bridge during the week. And with me now to discuss this matter is Hasson, Public Advocacy Director at Israel Hofsheet, and Aryeh King, a member of the Jerusalem City Council and chairman of the United Kibbutz Movement. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So there's a lot to unpackage here. Why is this necessary? Why is it not necessary to have work on Shabbat? Please.
So I think it's very, we hear it all day long in the news. Because of that construction, if they will happen during the week, people cannot go through Ayalon, which is the most central highway of Israel. People use it every day. We have traffic on that road anyway. Yep. So think about blocking it. Now, Katz, the Minister of Transportation, said that they need to find a solution to close it only at night. The professionals said that there is no way to close it to less than 21 hours in a row. Right. So there is no way to actually build the bridge without closing it for more than a day. Right. So what are you going to do? Are you going to tell people to skip work for a few days just in order to build a bridge, or are you going to build it on Saturday? We saw that they already got the approval, but the Minister of Transportation took it away and said, oh, sorry, we cannot because of the pressure of the ultra-Orthodox members of Knesset and politicians and rabbis, of course.
Right. How do you feel?
I feel very comfortable, and I admire the decision that Minister Katz gave today because he is aware and he is sensitive to one of the most important, I would say, things in Jewish life, and this is a Shabbat. It's a special day that we keep and we should keep personally, and when we're talking about the Jewish state, we should also keep it in the public arena. Now, I already heard a solution that I believe also that Mrs. Shaked will accept it. It's not so much, I say, disturbing the life of people in Tel Aviv. If they will start working at Friday afternoon, and they will stop when Shabbat is entering, will stop the work and continue at Motzei Shabbat. So let's check. 21 hours, no people are working, not so many people are working during Shabbat, during the weekend, and therefore it's possible. It's just a match, and even if people are suffering here and there a bit, it's okay. It's Shabbat. We should pay some time for our special, I would say, days, and Shabbat is that day, and it's, again, people will not stop, will not avoid people from going to work because they're not working anyway.
Well, I will point out that on Friday, that is when many people, either in Tel Aviv or outside of Tel Aviv, leave or enter the city en masse. That's actually one of the biggest traffic days, Friday, to people go see their families outside.
According to the record of the Administration of Transportation, it's not at all. Ayalon road is not at all. You cannot compare it to Friday to Monday or Sunday, any day, other day in the week. It's not empty, but it's not so busy. Now, I'm not talking about to block the road from Friday morning, but from midday, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, until Shabbat is entering, it's about 7 o'clock, and then continue at 7 o'clock at night till Sunday morning, and here we are without disturbing so much people.
We have to put some things on the table. First of all, Shabbat is my day as well, and it's important to me as a secular, as it's important to religion people that keep Shabbat. The only difference is that I also go on the road on Shabbat. And that's part of the difference. Yeah, let's not get into what is to keep Shabbat. But Shabbat is important to me. I don't think we need to cancel Shabbat in Israel. But there needs to be a way for people who don't keep Shabbat, who go to the road, who work, do other things, to do it. And that's part of my way of living, and it doesn't mean I'm not Jewish and it's not important to me. And we have to put it, because I feel like it's always a fight of who owns the Shabbat. I own it as anyone else. It's also important to say that the professional people of the company that's supposed to build the bridge checked the options of what is the best option to do it, what is the most effective thing, what will cost less money to the to the country. Eventually, those things cost money. And they figured out that the best thing to do will be to block it on weekends, a whole weekend. I understand what you're offering, and I don't say it's non-optional, but we need to remember the thing here. We are talking about money, we're talking about people's life, and someone make decision not according to what's best for Israel people, for the majority of Israel people, but by political pressure that he gets from some parties and some people, and that's a problem.
I just want to add to that, you know, we looked into how many of these, this is construction workers that will be doing the physical work, which is where the outrage comes from. The majority of construction teams in Israel, they're foreign workers, they're non-Jewish. So really, they would not be violating the Shabbat because they're not of that religion. So why should it be,
It's not the issue. If there are, how many of them are Jews and how many of them are not Jews. The issue is as a state, as a country. It's a message to ourselves and also to other nations that we have this special day that God gave us to keep, and as a Jewish nation, it's a minimum that we could do. It's not a lot, it's a minimum. Now it's not again if it's a matter of money. It's not saying that if they will stop the work, so people will be forced to keep Shabbat. No, you can continue driving to your friends or to visit your family members with your car. But you should get to my work. But nobody is working during this weekend. Any weekend.
Well, but in Tel Aviv, many businesses stay open on the weekends.
But even so, look, I stayed for Shabbat in Tel Aviv, not many times, but when I was there, I saw streets are empty. Not empty compared to during the day, during the week, so it's empty. Also Ayalon. So you will be able to continue getting to every place.
That's why the suggestion is to block the highway on the weekend because the streets are
and this is why still the offer is to block it, but to stop work when Shabbat is entering. And if it's a matter of money, it's money. As you said, it's more time, it's meaning more money. It's okay, it's a government decision. It's exactly like the government gave a decision about other things, like the army. When you serve in the army in Israel, you know many things you are not doing during Shabbat. Why? Because it's Shabbat. And the same should be here and should be everywhere, because still this is something, it's a value that we got from God as a nation that was given this special day, this holiday. And if we are living in a Jewish state like we are in Israel, so there's no any problem of keeping this value, this day of Shabbat.
Shaked, your last comments, because we have to wrap it up, guys.
I just want to add that it's all combined to what happened today also with the train. We don't have trains on Saturday, and there is also not working on the trains during Saturday, which caused a lot of problem with the train. So now we're not only blocking the train for people to move from place to place, we're also blocking the roads for them. And it's not a situation for Tel Avivians only, it's a situation of the country, and it's something that we have to make sure that we don't give politicians to only work and make decisions through the political pressure they get, but through what is good for the people.
Right. Well, as of now, construction is frozen. They've asked the crews to find a new way to build that bridge, and right now there is no plan yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Shabbat shalom.